So, hot takes. We all have them. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad, we all have them. So, I made a community post asking you guys for your hot takes. So, let's just get into it. I don't want to spend too long on an intro. So, I'm going to start off with Jason Lives Haunt's hot take, being that witch props are genuinely so boring. There's only a few good ones. No, I think almost everyone agrees with this. There's I can count the amount of good ones on my hand, which that's not good. That's not good. I feel like most witch props, in my opinion, just blend into one. Like, most of the SVI ones just feel the same. So, yeah, there's never a unique. It's either boring and bad, or it tries being unique and ends up being bad. But there are a couple good ones. But yeah, most of them are pretty bad. Okay, now Chucky Haunt says the 2024 Chucky best prop of all time. No, I'm sorry, no. Look, I think he's peak, but he's not the best of all time. I feel like the mouth animation, like the smiling, really brings it down, at least in my opinion. I feel like it would have probably been better if they just removed it halfway through, because I forgot who said this at first, but it just looks like disappearing dimples, which it's not great. And I just think the 2025 one is better in my opinion, but yeah. Okay. Party Gears is genuinely awesome, and Home Depot sucks. I'm sorry, Zog, but no. What has Party Gears made in the past couple years to justify them being so good? The only good ones I can think of are Salivation and Ivor. And even then, they're not great. They're pretty good, but not great. And with the Home Depot, I don't think they suck, but they are flawed. I feel like their most flawed year past 2020 is probably 2025, with a bunch of reskins and just I don't know, just could have been better, but yeah. Okay, and Scursay, I think I'm saying it properly. I've known this channel since 2023, and I still do not know how to properly pronounce their name. I'm sorry, but they say the gimmick of making animatronics super tall, 12 feet or something like that, is extremely boring. And yes, I 100% agree. Don't get me wrong, there are some really good 12-footers, but I feel like a lot of 12-footers are just they don't need to be 12 feet. If you're not going to do anything really creative with it, then what's the point of making it 12 feet if it's not to just raise the price? There are a bunch of 12-footers that do something cool with the concept, like Levitating Reaper. I think it's really good how, it's not just a big Grim Reaper, but, he's floating on his scythe. Or the Worry Crow, where it's not just a big scarecrow, but, it's a scarecrow carved from a tree. Which I think is really cool, but most 12-footers they don't really have to be 12 feet. They could have been 6 feet, or hell, even 7 feet. And they would have been, honestly, maybe better. But I don't know. Okay, now Jack the Great says, the new handstand is genuinely garbage. Not one good thing about it. I do agree that it's bad, but I do think that there's at least one good thing about it, and that's the animation. That's about it. The design kind of sucks. It's just handstands, but more dull. The hair sucks. I know that's more of just a pet peeve, but yeah. The audio sucks too. Just overall a pretty bad prop. He grew off me so so much, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, a lot of servo props nowadays seem really forced, like last year's HD, which I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Like, I do think a lot of servo props are still really cool, but I don't think every prop we've been getting that has servos really needed servos. Like the Witch, I do agree with that from last year, especially considering it was almost always broken. But I do think they are honestly kind of cool, but I don't think every single one needs a servo, but okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to specify, and this is my fault. I'm not blaming on you guys. I really should have specified that I'm only gonna talk if you have like a full list of hot takes. I'm only gonna talk about 1 or 2 of them. I'm sorry. I really should have specified that at the beginning, but yeah, that's my fault. Okay, Anno Hans says Nightmare Peak Vista is way better than Barnamid, and the new Lowe's lineup is one of the best from recent years. I agree with Nightmare Harvester being better than Barnaby, but I don't think Nightmare Harvester is peak. I think he's cool, but just, I don't know, he's not great. But he is better than Barnaby, but I don't hate Barnaby. I think he's alright. He's neat. The new Lowe's lineup is one of the best from recent. No. I'm sorry, but straight up, just no. There's like 3 good ones in my opinion, but you know, I can see why some people really love the lineup, but it's just not my personal thing. Okay, Gengar's Hollow says Sinister Strawman is the worst Mr. Dark Reskin, and Nibbles is mid. I honestly disagree with the Strawman take. I honestly think he's probably the best Strawman. Not Strawman, Mr. Dark Reskin. He grew on me a lot. I personally think the worst is Hellspawn. I don't know, it's just the fact he's all red, there's no real contrast to his colors, and then the audio's not that great, especially the fact it's just get out of my graveyard. And I feel like you probably could have done something else for a demon, but yeah, I don't know. And then Nibbles is mid. I agree. I don't know, I just don't really like him that much. He's meh. Okay, King Cannon says Spirit's absolutely horrible this year. None of their props are interesting at all, and are all very boring. I honestly disagree. I really like this year's lineup so far. Just from the leaks we've gotten, I think it's definitely better than the 2025 lineup. But I'm not going to say it's great. It definitely has a lot of bad props, but I do think a lot of them are luckily pretty good, so yeah. Okay, Minions Halloween says Party is Over is generic and boring. I disagree. I honestly think he's really good. I mean, I can see the generic part, but boring, I don't really think he's boring. Still really good though, in my opinion. But I can see why some people would say he's generic. Okay, Scare Square says Barnaby is better than Nightmare Harvester. I already talked about that one. Party is Over, Clown is severely overrated. I mean, I do think he's overrated, but he's still one of my favorite clowns of all time. But I do think some people, Gengar Hollow, kind of overglaze him just a bit. Because there are just better clowns, in my opinion, at least. But he's still really good, in my opinion. Okay, HR Haunter UK. I'm just gonna say the first 2. Nabbers is mid. Wary Crow is better than Galley Crow. I honestly think Galley Crow's better than Worry Crow. I think mostly because of the fact it's just a creature instead of it just being a scarecrow. It's kind of like the same thing as Deathstalker. You don't really know what it really is. It's a creature monster type thing, but you can't specifically say what it is. But I can see why people like Worry Crow more, especially if you're into the more classic-y Halloween things. But then Nabby's is mid. I can definitely see why. I think he's alright, not mid. But I do think that he's not really that good. I don't know. I like the red and black prototype the most. I kind of wish they just stuck with that one, but that's okay. That's okay. Finnan? I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. But this guy, they say, I don't like Wanda. The thin leg supporting a perfectly oval body looks a little strange. Honestly, that's valid. I like Wanda, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like she's perfect or anything. I definitely do agree the perfectly oval body feels really off. Especially on a monster like Spider. It feels a bit weird. But I think Wanda's alright. She's pretty cool, but I can see the hate, so yeah. Dulce Schumer says, "Hi, smiley face. My name is Benji. My name is Benji. I made the mimic." Okay, no, I'm sorry. Trickster Trio official. We are peak. Even though I own you guys, not peak. Really good, not peak. I'm sorry. 2024 Chucky says me pretty peak. Yeah, a bit. Not the best though, not the best. Okay, and then Fred Hollowsbear, hot take. I think CCG isn't CCG, and that I am CCG and CCG is me. Kind of a thinker. Okay, and that's all the takes I've gotten, so yeah, thank you to the people who commented. Yeah, maybe if I end up getting more comments, which I kind of doubt I will, but just in case I do, I might make a part 2. I don't plan on making this a whole thing, a whole separate series, but I don't know, it's just a little thing I wanted to do. Also, credit to Firewood Media. I kind of took this idea from him. He makes great content, by the way. If you like movie analysis and just stuff like that, I say go subscribe to him. He's a great YouTuber. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. So if this ends up getting more comments, I'll probably make a part 2. So yeah.